Hello everyone, welcome to another Chelsea 369 video. This is my first FIFA football video in a long time. I think it's been 3 weeks or something. Sorry about my upload schedule. The Road to Diamonds, there will be another episode coming out today. Sorry for not doing it daily, which I was planning on doing. But in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be reacting to my Premier League predictions. I made these at the start of the season. And let's just say some predictions were very far off, some weren't. I'll just say that. Yeah. So this is the first time I've been reacting to anything on my YouTube channel, but you know what? Let's try it out. First off, in 20th place, I had Aston Villa. Now, the reason why I had Aston Villa in 20th was because they even struggled to get past Derby in the playoffs. So I thought definitely relegation for them at least. Probably last place in the league. They survived relegation by the skin of their teeth, coming 17th. I wasn't the furthest off, 3 positions away, but still quite far off, and that's the wrong prediction. I also wasn't one of them because like everyone had Sheffield United in 20th. I didn't personally. I did get far off with the prediction of Sheffield United, but I didn't put them in 20th. Put Aston Villa in 20th because of their season last season. Okay, so we move on to 19th. In 19th place, I had Brighton. Brighton were definitely a relegation battle team at this point. Last season, they had came very low league. I think it was like 16th. And the season before, they had finished like 17th. So I thought, you know what, their time has come. I think they're going to get relegated, probably 19th. I was wrong. They ended up finishing 15th, I believe. Yeah. 7 points ahead of relegation, so they've avoided it by quite a bit, but not by the most, and I wouldn't say that's the worst of predictions. Moving on to 18th, I had Southampton. Now Southampton, once again, in the previous season they didn't do too well. They were either a mid-table or a relegation battle team. I had them in 18th, obviously. And after the start of the season, they had a terrible start, losing to Leicester, 9-0, and just going on a terrible run of form. I was thinking to myself, oh, this prediction's definitely right. They redeemed themselves massively, finishing all the way up in 11th, ahead of the likes of Everton, which I was shocked by. They had an incredible second half of the season. Yeah. And moving on to 17th, this is where I had Sheffield United. I didn't put them in 20th because Aston Villa had finished 5th in the Championship last season. And Sheffield United had finished 2nd with some amazing football on the way. So I thought they were probably going to survive relegation. I was right, but the position was very far off. They finished in 10th, 9th even. They finished in 9th, so they've had a very, very decent season. Shame they didn't get European football. I would have loved them to, but they didn't, and they impressed everyone. So I'm not ashamed of myself for getting that prediction way wrong. I'm not ashamed of myself. Now in 16th, I have Newcastle. For no particular reason really. They're a mid-table side. With the takeover like starting to hint straight after I made my predictions. I think it was straight after the predictions anyway. I was kind of like worried because they were going to finish a lot higher, but I put them in 16th. They finished 13th, so like I said, mid-table side. I thought they would have battled relegation, but clearly not. Yeah. So in 15th we have Burnley. They had quite a decent season this season in 10th, so finishing top half again. 2 seasons ago they actually finished in 7th in the European spot, which no one predicted. They got knocked out of Europe straight away, and the season after they've either finished top half or 11th, 12th. I thought the time has come for them to get or for them to be in the relegation battle at least. But no, finished 10th. They had a very decent season for their standards, and they are like the new Stoke, really. Like, not anything special, but are doing well in the Premier League. So in 14th we have Crystal Palace. This is my first correct prediction, so I'm very happy for myself. For no reason really. They were just it's just mid-table, isn't it? That's where they're expected to finish. That's where I expected them to finish, and that's where they did finish. So now, moving on. In 13th, we've got Norwich. One of my worst predictions so far. I think my worst is probably Southampton. No, it's joint Southampton and Norwich, both 7 positions away, which is quite bad for me. I predicted Norwich to finish in 13th because they were playing stunning football in the Championship. That's what got them the Championship winning the title overall. They were outstanding. Daniel Farke is a very good manager, and he was playing really nice football in the Championship. And that was the start of the season as well, getting a win, getting a lot of shots on target against Liverpool at Anfield, and beating Timu Pukki, scoring a hat-trick in the second game, and beating Man City in their third is incredible. So I thought my prediction was going to be right. Clearly not. They finished rock bottom of the league with 21 points, one of the worst points tally in the history of the Prem. Yeah, their start of the season was incredible, but their end of the season was abysmal. Now, in 12th, another very wrong prediction, I have Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I thought, would turn into a solid mid-table side. Possibly even challenging for Europe every season. Like, finishing 10th. One time they finished 8th as well, I think. So, they were challenging for Europe. I thought they were going to finish 12th because they're a good team. They're a very decent team. But they got relegated, unfortunately. Finished 18th with 34 points. I think Aston Villa definitely should have got relegated over Bournemouth, but Bournemouth got relegated nonetheless. Yeah. Now, in 11th, West Ham. West Ham, with the signings of Sebastian Haller, Felipe Anderson on the wing, a very strong team, Fabianski in goal. They had a very, very strong team for the upcoming season, so I would expect them, like, I would have expected Bournemouth to even challenge for Europe, maybe, to do what Sheffield United did. I thought the exact same for West Ham. Turns out they finished 16th, which is appalling. Haller scored like 7 goals in the league for a striker who costs however many million. Is abysmal, even worse than Joe Linton. But no, what am I on about? It's not even worse than Joe Linton. Am I okay in the head? Sorry. But yeah, it's still abysmal. West Ham is a very disappointing season, but I think they're gonna do well next season. I think they're gonna redeem themselves next season. Now, moving on to the top half of the table. This is my worst prediction yet. We have Watford. I had Watford finishing in 10th, just like Bournemouth, just like West Ham. Mid-table side. That's about it. They finished 19th and got relegated. They beat Liverpool 3-0. They got a lot of good results, apart from losing 8-0 to Man City. But we move. I don't know why I had them in 10th, I can't lie. Maybe because of the FA Cup final that they got there in the first place, maybe. But yeah. Now in 9th, we have Everton. Everton, I thought before this season, Everton top 7 every season. Before last season, so back in 2018, I believe. Everton are a top 7 side, no doubt about it. They've kind of got their thing taken by Wolves. Everton have dropped off massively, especially under, I forgot their manager's name. Was it Marco Silva, or was that a different season? I'm not 100% sure. But I put them in 9th. They ended up finishing in 12th, which, like, below Southampton, which is very bad. Yeah, they've not lived up. Like, Sigurdsson has been unseeable. They have had a few good players, like Dominic Calvert-Lewin especially, and obviously Richarlison. And a few decent players, Luca Digne, Yerry Mina. Jordan Pickford was terrible. There were just loads of very underperforming players from Everton, so that's why they finished in 12th. In 8th now, we have Leicester. Leicester were incredible this season. They were in 2nd at one point. They were in 2nd back in like November, October, which is just like ahead of Man City. They were performing incredibly, and then after their 4-0 loss against Liverpool, they kind of dropped off. But still, Jamie Vardy obviously getting the golden boot. I predicted them to finish in 8th. They finished in 5th. Not the furthest off, so I'll take it. Now in 7th, a bit of a controversial one. In 7th, I put Man United. It was looking that way at the start of the season. They had a very good first game, beating Chelsea 4-0. Then they dropped off massively. Then they brought it back up, to be fair, and finished 3rd somehow. I'm sorry, Man United fans, for putting you so low down, but I didn't think they were going to do well. I thought like Marcus Rashford would just have to carry them, because Martial was probably underperforming quite a bit last season. And yeah, so I put them in 7th. Turns out Mason Greenwood, Marcus Rashford and Martial were one of the deadliest 3 in the league. Anyway, let's just move on. In 6th place, I had Wolves. Very controversial of me putting Wolves ahead of Man United. After Wolves last season finishing in the Europa League position, they're still in the Europa League position to this day. Well, they're still in the Europa League. I don't know who they're against. I completely forgot. They finished in 6th, so I only got one position. They finished in 7th even. I only got one position off, which is very decent, I would say. But putting them ahead of Man United, I don't know what I was thinking. Now in 5th, we have Chelsea. Once again, 5th, Chelsea, you probably would have expected them to finish there, 5th or 4th. They did finish in 4th. Or even, they could have even finished in 6th. But they finished in 4th. They had a terrible start, brought it back up, and had quite a bad end. But they did well. Finishing in the Champions League position. Now, two very strange ones next. In 4th, I had Arsenal. A very bad prediction. Arsenal were terrible. Apart from their FA Cup win, which I don't know how Arsenal have got a trophy in their worst season. And they've got more trophies than Tottenham in their golden era. I don't understand. But they were terrible. They were 2nd in the league at one point, just like Leicester. Very at the start. And then they lost to Liverpool 3-1, I think. And it just fell off a cliff. At one point they were like 12th. It was terrible. They ended up finishing in 8th, I believe. Yeah, 8th. So 4 positions off. I guess it's not the worst. Once again, a bad prediction again. In 3rd, we have Tottenham. Tottenham, for me, I automatically knew the top 3. For me, it would have been Liverpool, Man City and Tottenham. Tottenham was so underperforming. Mauricio Pochettino was doing so bad. After getting them to the Champions League final, I think that was like a fake false dawn, or whatever the word is, I don't know. Don't bully me for that. They just were terrible. When Mauricio Pochettino got sacked, they were in 14th in the league. They were a couple of points off the relegation zone. They were just no. Then Jose Mourinho came in. They ended up finishing in 6th. So it's not as bad as I thought, but yeah. Only one position right so far, but that's getting into the top 2. In 2nd place, I had Man City. I did get it right. I mean, obviously, I'm going to put Liverpool in 1st. I am a Liverpool fan. I'm not plastic. I am from Liverpool. I obviously predicted Liverpool to come 1st. It's like, if it's from the top two teams and you support Liverpool, you're probably going to put Liverpool in first, which is correct. And Man City in second, obviously. After the start of the season, I thought Man City would have finished third. They didn't have a good start, losing to Norwich, having however many league defeats. They had 9 league defeats this season, and only 26 wins, which is very bad for a team of Man City standard. Finished on 81 points, 18 points behind Liverpool. Massively underperforming compared to their Centurion season and their 98-point season last season. But that, I can't lie, at the start of the season the whole league was underperforming, apart from Leicester and Sheffield, compared to Liverpool. And Liverpool just ran away with it. When like a third of the season in, everyone knew Liverpool were going to win. When Liverpool got their controversial win over Man City, whether it should have counted or not, I'm not one to say, because the handballs. The league was over, really. They were, I think, something like 12 points ahead after like 12 games or something. Yeah, that's my predictions. Later on today, because it is currently 1 PM. Later on today, I'm going to be doing Premier League 2021 predictions. Because at 5:30, Fulham or Brentford, well, Fulham and Brentford play to see who gets promoted to the Prem. My prediction, I think it will be Fulham. But yeah. Thank you for watching this video, I really appreciate it. Drop a sub, drop a like, drop a comment, do whatever you want. You don't have to, but you can. I mean, it doesn't cost anything. But anyway, thank you guys for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the 2021 predictions.